Thank you, Father Carney, Father Becker, Reverend Fathers, any honored guests, and my dear brothers. So my priest hero is Father Daniel Roa Fuentes. Father Daniel grew up in Caracas, Venezuela, but when he felt called to the priesthood, he moved to the United States, and oddly enough, this inner city Caracas boy ended up in Saginaw, Michigan. Pretty weird. Anyway, he was ordained by Archbishop Robert Carlson. And his first assignment after his ordination was associate pastor for my home parish, St. Stanislaus Kuska in Bay City, Michigan. This was roughly around the time I was in 6th grade. Father Daniel quickly became friends with the family. We would have him over for dinner often, and he would be a regular guest at bigger family gatherings and whatnot. And as I came to know him better, I found that there are 3 things that make him my priest hero today. The first is his incredible humility. Father Daniel is legally blind. He's unable to drive, and he needs large print for the majority of the things he reads. And he also has a few other health problems which really affected his priesthood. I think this could have easily led to a discouragement and perhaps even abandonment of the idea of priesthood altogether. Could have just stayed in Caracas and never moved here. But I can imagine being a young priest fresh off the marble, on fire for a mission of souls. Yeah, got it. Yeah, there it is. Not even being able to see far enough to drive to those souls. That's so frustrating. Yet his humility and gentleness is what drew so many people to his confessional doors and to spiritual direction. Second is his generosity of heart. When I was in high school, I would ride my bike to the parish office every week, and he would tutor me in Spanish for an hour and a half, one-on-one. And during that time, I got to experience diocesan priesthood in the parish, because inevitably the demands of pastor would interrupt Spanish lessons. And of course, if you have the one-on-one attention of a priest, you would be foolish not to get spiritual direction out of that. Yeah. Father Daniel's tremendous generosity of heart allowed me to see the life of a parish priest in that special way. He truly demonstrated a priest who understood the diocesan charism of being okay with constantly being interrupted with one's day. And the third reason why Father Daniel is my priest hero is because he exemplified what it means to be truly a man of the church, one who is so in love with the bride of Christ, so much so that it enveloped his entire life. There did not seem to be a single aspect of his life that was not being informed by his love of Christ and his love of the church. Later on in my relationship, I would learn some of his interests and hobbies, but to people who didn't know him that well, they would think, well, Father spends pretty much his entire day in the parish. He understood so well that the priest is to lay down his life for Christ and his church, that whatever he wanted to do came second to that mission. In his company, I learned how to serve the Mass well, to love Mass the way that he did in his simple piety. Whether it was in his own private chapel with his nice big altar missal, like yay big, or with our family on top of a folding table in the middle of a state park, his piety that he had towards the mystery he was celebrating never changed. Summed up, Father Daniel exemplified both in his personal and pastoral life the life of priest and victim. The simplicity of this statement I cannot underscore enough, and I think that encapsulates him perfectly. While he's no longer serving in the Diocese of Saginaw, he is serving happily in Santa Rosa, California, yet another testament to his character of being willing to follow the Lord wherever he goes. He is no doubt bringing many souls to Jesus Christ, just as he has inspired me to pursue the same Lord, the same Master, the same friend. Praise be Jesus Christ.
Now and forever.